Hello guys, welcome to DBA class. Okay, in today's class we are going to look at introduction to biology. Okay, and we'll have to start from the basis. Okay, so if you know you're already a genius in biology, please, you have to be patient with us. You have to calm down with us, okay? Because I know we still have some people who are finding it difficult, okay? They are finding it difficult to understand the basis of biology. And you know, the basis of biology is as important as any other thing in biology, okay? Now, we'll start from introduction to biology, like I said. Now, bios, logos. These are the two words that forms biology, okay? Now, what is BIOS? When you say BIOS, it stands for life. It means life. It means living organism. Okay. Then when we say logos, it means knowledge or it means the study. Do you understand? It means what? The study. Okay. Now, joining these two words together is going to make what? It's going to make the knowledge of living organisms or the study of living organisms. That is why we said biology is the study of living organisms. You can see it's very simple, very easy. Biology is the study of what? Of life or of living organisms. Very simple. Okay, now, some people do say biology is the study of plants and animals. No, that's wrong. Biology is beyond plants and animals. When you're studying biology, you are not just studying plants and animals. There are other living organisms that are neither plants nor animals. Organisms like bacteria, you cannot classify bacteria to be an animal. Neither can you classify a bacteria to be a plant. Okay, fungi, protozoa, they are all not animals, they are not plants. Do we understand? So that is why it is wrong to say that biology is the study of plants and animals. No. Okay, it's better you say biology is the study of living organisms or biology is the study of life. All right, now let's look at branches of biology. Number one, we have microbiology. Look, there is how biology works. You need to understand basic terminologies in biology. Okay, when you hear the word micro, what does it mean? Micro means something that is very tiny, something that is very small, that usually you cannot even see those things with your naked eye. Okay, you have to use a microscope, okay, to view them for you to be able to see them. Do you understand? So when we say microbiology, now the literal meaning is just like small biology. Do you understand? So you already know what biology means. So it means small living organisms, micro living organisms. Okay, so in brackets we have virology. Virology, you already know what logy means. Okay, when you say logy, it means study. Now virology, it means the study of what? Of virus. Bacteriology, the study of bacteria. Okay, mycology, that's the study of fungi. We also have phycology, the study of algae. Okay, now we have anatomy. Now, anatomy, look, all these branches of biology you can see here, in secondary school, we study the whole branches. But when you get to higher institution, people specialize on these branches. Okay, some people specialize, there are people who study microbiology, and we call them microbiologists. There are people who study anatomy, we call them anatomists. There are people who study physiology, we call them physiologists. There are people who, do you understand? Okay, now anatomy, that's the study of human structure. Okay, just human structure, not all living organisms. Anatomy does not have anything to do with animals. No, just human. Okay, anatomy look at human structure. Okay, oh, this is your bone. Oh, this is bone. This is what kind of bone is here, or what kind of structure do you have here? That's anatomy. It only focuses on structure of human. I hope you understand. Then we have physiology. When you hear the word physiology in biology, physiology means functions. It means what? Functions. Okay. Now, when we say physiology, it means the study of the functions of human structures. Do you understand? Anatomy focuses on the structure of human parts, while physiology focuses on what? On the functions of human structures. I hope that's understood. Okay, now the next one we have histology. Histology is very simple. It's the study of what? Of tissues. Okay, then we have cytology. Look, when you see the word cyte like this, cyte, it stands for cell. That is why we have cytology. Logy is what? Study. Cyte is cell. That's study of cell. Okay, that is why we have osteocyte. Okay, osteocytes. That is, osteo means bone, cyte means cell. So that is cells of bone. That's why we have erythrocyte, red blood cell, leukocytes, okay, thrombocytes, okay. So when you see any word like this, cyte, it stands for what? For cell. Take note of that, okay. Then we have genetics. Genetics is the study of hereditary and variation. We're still going to look at that as time goes on, okay. And we have zoology. Zoology is study of animals. Of course, we have botany, okay. So botany is the study of plants. Right now, let's talk about characteristic of a living organism. Now, when we say characteristic, it means features. What can you see in something? Okay, like what can a body or an organism possess for you to say that, oh, this is a living organism? Do you understand? Like when a Nigerian man is coming and you say characteristics of a Nigerian, do you understand? So it means what can you see in that man for you to know that this person is a Nigerian? First, pidgin. If the man speaks pidgin, there is a high chance that he is from Nigeria. Okay. Now, let's look at characteristics of living organism. There is a popular abbreviation we used to use, Mr. Niger D. All right. Used to add D, but I'm going to shock you now. This D is not included. Okay. Now, we all know that D stands for what? For death, right? Now, let's look at this. Is death a characteristic of a living organism? Let's look at it. If you check your modern biology, your recent modern biology, like recent edition, you would notice that death is not there. Do you understand? Now, why is death not considered as a characteristic of a living organism? Now, you need to know that death is not like a consequence. Death is something that all living organisms must taste, not a characteristic. Do you understand? When we say characteristic, it's like, what can you see for you to know that, okay, this thing is a living organism? Death is a consequence, it's not a feature. Death is not a characteristic. I hope you understand. When we say characteristic, it means something that keeps all the features that keeps an organism alive, not what takes life. Do you understand? So that is why death is not considered as a characteristic of living organism. Therefore, I'm going to erase it. Okay. Now, number one, we have movement. We have what? This is what? Movement. I believe you can all see what I'm writing on the board, and if you cannot see it, it means your YouTube or what you are using to watch this is on a low resolution. So just try to hide the resolution. Okay. Now we have movement. All living organisms must move. All living organisms must move, irrespective of the movement. Okay. There are some organisms their movement is limited, but some organisms they have unlimited movement, just like we humans. We can move as long as we want, okay? But some organisms is very limited. Okay, we are still going to look at that. Then number two, we have respiration. What's respiration? Is the ability of an organism to exchange gases. Okay, we exchange gas, we take in oxygen and breathe out what? Carbon dioxide. Okay, that's respiration. All living organism does that. Okay, now this is what this is: respiration. All right. Now, all right, the third one is nutrition. Okay. Nutrition. Nutrition is the process of living organisms taking in food and utilizing it, or taking in nutrients and utilizing it, like using that nutrients they are taking in. How do they take in nutrients? Is by feeding, okay, by feeding on food or by feeding on something, okay, for them to generate nutrients for the body that the body will utilize for all the what is it called, metabolic activities. Okay, now the next one is this I. The I stands for irritability. Sorry. All right, that's irritability. Okay, irritability is, it means how sensitive an organism is. Okay, let's assume you are here with me. Just assume you are here with me right now. If I should slap you, what's going to happen? You react. Your body is going to react immediately. Okay, so living organisms react, they respond to stimuli. Okay, do you understand that? Though all these characteristics, okay, there is something I'm still going to tell you later. Now we have growth. Growth. What's growth? Growth is the permanent increase in the size of a living organism. All living organisms grow. All living organism grows. Okay, just take a look at me. Was I like this when my mom gave birth to me? No, no, it's not possible. Okay, I was very small. I was as small as this chalk that I'm holding. Okay, but what happened as time goes on? I grew. All right, so that's growth. Okay, it's also a characteristic of all living organisms. Then we have E. E is what? Is excretion. What is excretion? Excretion is the removal of metabolic waste. Okay, so for all the metabolic activities taking place in your body system, so there are waste produced. Okay, so the act of removing these waste, because these wastes are known to be toxic to your body system. If these wastes are to remain in your body system, they are going to cause problem to your body system. So it needs to be excreted. It needs to be eliminated. So that's the process of eliminating this waste such as urine, urea, sweat. Okay, these are all waste. Okay, so the process of eliminating them is what we refer to as excretion. I hope that's understood. And the last one is what? Is reproduction. This is what? Reproduction. Okay, what's reproduction? It's very simple. Even a market woman should understand what reproduction means. All right. So reproduction is just the act of reproducing, the act of multiplying, right? So maybe I don't know who. Maybe you are a sorry, you are still very young, but as time goes on, you definitely reproduce just the same way they reproduce you. Okay, it's not like the act of giving birth to young ones that are similar to the parent, right? It's very simple, right? So that's all for today's class. By the grace of God, we are going to see in our next class. Thank you for watching.